News to Nord, 9 to noon, as we kick off the final hour of a Friday feast here at TCO Studios in Eagan. News to Nord's brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. It's poker, blackjack, and table games all year round. Live racing is in play as well. Check out the schedule. Apparently, it was a party at Canterbury last night. You got the $2 specials. You got $3 for Dave's faves.
Big crowd.
Smack those favorites, or find your faves via Dave and find your way to some money at my favorite spot in Shakopee, Canterbury Park.
Sadly, some things have transpired in the world of horse racing with tracks closing. However, our field sizes at Canterbury have gotten bigger the last couple of weeks.
Oh, let's go.
So Sunday, there was a pick 4 for 50 cents that paid $2,000. Last night, the 50-cent pick 5 paid $600. So we're starting to get some 11-to-1s and 13-to-1s and 21-to-1s winning. Reason I bring it up is like the field size, like a lot of places, was so small for a while. This number has improved, but it's still too high. I'd say mid-July, like 2-3 weeks ago, the favorites were winning at Canterbury 47% of the time, a nation high, and it wasn't even close. And like if you were 20-to-1 or higher, that was like one win, a little horse named Shankopotamus, one win out of like 50 or something, 20-to-1s or higher. So that's starting to change. There's gold in our hills. But for families, Sunday, we have corgi racing, and that's always very popular. They'll be after races 3 and 6. So before you go to the Vikings night practice, stop by Shakopee, where we have a petting zoo and free pony rides for the kids on Sunday. Family Day is a staple with Canterbury through 32 years. But corgi racing this Sunday, CanterburyPark.com.
Yeah, corgi racing rocks, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
Yeah, they're fluffy babies, and they love your girls and fluffy mommies.
Fluffy babies, puppies, and mommies.
And we got a band coming there called Here Come the Mummies. It's actually a band's name.
What?
So, of course, all I've done the last month is walk around the racetrack and say, here come the mommies. Here come all the mommies. Ava, Stella, and the puppy corgi babies.
The Minnesota Twins, here comes, thankfully, on a getaway day at W.
They almost needed to be mummified.
Yeah, and they were bringing it right down to the wire, too. It wasn't until the 8th when Josh Bell and Brooks Lee got the bats rolling that the Twins took the lead and win 4-3. So they do get meatloafed, but over goes 6. And allowed through all 3 of the Royals' runs, but the bullpen shut it down, so you dig that. Royce Lewis hit a home run. Okay, let's get some momentum behind him. And now it is on to the Milwaukee Brewers. Yep. Now, with that said, the Milwaukee Brewers, we're headed to Milwaukee for one tonight, 6:40. It was supposed to be, I believe, Connor Prelip pitching for the Minnesota Twins, but they've had to do a little bit of a St. Paul shuffle. It'll be Zebby Matthews tonight, and then Taj Bradley going Saturday, and then in the Sunday matinee, I was so pumped. Ace v. Ace. Let's go, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe Ryan.
Mizorowski?
It's going to be Prelip and Mizorowski on Sunday.
That's special.
Because Joe Ryan is headed to the IL with a left glute situation. Right. Now, it's not supposed to be severe, so don't worry about Joe Ryan's glutes. In the end, they're going to be just fine. Yep. But he has specifically a left glute problem that needs to be resolved. And so he will be heading to the IL for your Minnesota Twins. And again, you know, those 2 losses there. You get Dobnak, and then Noah Cameron just can't lose these days. 3 straight for him.
That's your guy.
It's my guy, Noah Cameron.
I follow baseball more closely than you, with respect.
You do.
You put me in my place the other day with Noah Cameron. You were absolutely right.
But with that said, you get those 2 losses. Well, you weren't moving at all in terms of the standings, so you're still on the postseason sweat.
Yep.
The team now has jumped up to 3 games in the division.
Wow.
And they're just a half game out of the wild card. But I
think they're in the belly of the beast tonight, and here's why. Now, Milwaukee is with True Wang and Churio, however you say their names, Yelich, Contreras, and so on. They're in and out with their hitting. This pitcher tonight, this left-hander, Drohan or Drone, I caught him a couple of times, and he's pretty good. So I'm not going to make a Noah Cameron-like mistake with this pitcher tonight. Plus, the Twins against lefties have been no bargain of late. So I think it's a tough one tonight.
Yeah, it might be. Well, but the way you laid that out, I don't know how specifically with the Brewers you've been paying attention. It feels like that's the story for the Brew Crew every year, and why they couldn't really compete with the Dodgers last year.
Yeah.
Is their pitching is so tremendous. It's so the depth of pitching quality for the Brewers the last few years has been so good.
Yeah.
They can't hit when it matters.
Well, I've never heard of this guy. He's 27. You just turned 27. We'll see, but go ahead.
But just certain teams have depth of pitching just falling out of their freaking pockets. And the Brewers have been one of those teams, but any cracks in the edifice come postseason time, and they struggle. And they struggled offensively against those Dodgers last year, so hopefully they struggle again tonight, and maybe the Twins can eke their way through a tight one. Now,
I low-key have become a Boston Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
And
I was going next, absolutely.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Go ahead, and I'll lay it out in a minute.
Well, I just the freight train that are the Beantown Red Sox.
Yep.
8 straight now. They were coming off, I think it was a 15-win streak they had earlier that may have drifted into the second half. They're 17-3 since the break. And I'll just be honest with you. I'm not watching a ton of Red Sox baseball.
Yeah, I'm not either.
However, Sonny Gray, you want to beat a team with pitching? Oh wait, Sonny Gray's 14-2, and he's just steamrolling guys with a 4-0 win over Chicago a couple days ago.
And he's striking out a bunch of guys.
Oh, and no big deal. Do we have to win a barn burner? Sure. Contreras and they have names for days of these guys. Jarren Duran's kind of having some troubles, but otherwise, offensively, you want to win a barn burner? They'll beat Chicago 12-11 in 13 innings like they did last night. This thing has, again, and, whether it's Bennett, I know that they're mixing and matching with pitching. I think they've had a couple injuries this year. Again, this is cursory. This is not deep diving of the Red Sox.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But this team, and the craziest part about this, in a bad American League in 2026, at least that's kind of how it's been framed up. Feels like there might be a power imbalance between the American and the National League. They've done all this winning. How bad were they out of the gates? Because they're still 4 or 5 away from short of the Rays in the AL East itself. They're still a very solid wild card, of course. But it's, 17-3 since the break, and you're still staring well up at the Tampa Rays. But they're putting it all together, and it's the perfect time to do it.
Well, see, here's the deal: they were one of those teams that made a trade for a pitcher named Ranger Suarez. Okay, now Ranger's not going to win the Cy Young, but he is a solid pitcher. So they were one of those teams that was like, we got red hot, like Nordo said. We're starting to hit with I think it's Wilson Contreras and Duran, as you mentioned. They got this cat named Yoshida back within the last month or two. So they got this Durbin who can hit it well, Rafaela or whatever. That they have some sneaky good bats, but they were one of those teams that recognized the American League's down this year. So all we got to do is get hot 2 or 3 times, despite that awful start, and we could do some damage. So I like that approach. Secondly, they got a pitcher named Peyton Toll. Not super familiar with him, but the times I've seen him, I've liked him. Thirdly, and here's the reason I've become a low-key Red Sox fan, from a postseason standpoint, who doesn't want playoff baseball at Fenway Park? With that crowd right next to the field, and the thing's 1 million years old, and it's antiquated and all dingy and everything. Who cares? It's Fenway Park with the monster. So them getting into the postseason, it's like with Junior Caminero, Jonathan Aranda, Yandy Diaz, Chandler Simpson, and the Tampa Bay Rays. Great. We're happy for you and Drew Rasmussen, and hopefully you keep winning a bunch of games. Nobody cares about playoff baseball at the Trop.
No thanks.
Or whatever they call it. Everybody cares about playoff baseball at Fenway. So I just playoff baseball, sweet. I watch almost every game, and a lot of sports fans do, and I'd like to see some games at Fenway.
Yeah, I was just trying to verify. Remember that hurricane just tore up the Trop? And I think they are going, yes, they did return home there.
Oh,
yeah, but still, I mean, we've seen it for years, and we've even joked about it. It's like the team's constantly good. It does feel in some ways that they're a major league Triple-A team
Big
for
time.
the Dodgers and other big market squads as they raise
awesome
all these
work.
pitchers.
Yeah, they've done awesome work.
But they are indeed back at the Trop, and it's like friends and family night there.
Raising all these pitchers for the 2028 LA Dodgers. I mean, honestly, could Magic Johnson ask for more?
Coveted class to the Rays.
Raising all these pitchers for Magic Johnson.
That's why they don't want the work stoppages. We'll find out the Rays are actually owned in some capacity by Magic and the Dodgers, and it's been a grand con game the entire time. Games last night. How about this? A little football for you. It was the Hall of Fame game, PA. It was the Panthers and the Cardinals.
We had it on the TV in the CBY Track Black Canterbury press box. I didn't watch much of it. I hear Beck look good.
Yeah, Carson Beck, by all accounts, did look pretty good. 15-19, $188, and a score for him. But that's it. And this is very Rube-like. I love preseason football because of the names.
Yeah.
So, hey, where's Kenny Pickett? You got to see him. Do I really want to watch and dig in for Kenny Pickett? No.
Pickett played for the Panthers?
He was, yes, he did. And he was, but of course, former first-round pick. Yeah. And everyone made it sound like he had baby hands.
Yeah.
You remember that whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Where he just had, like, just mangled it. It's like, what was it? Chris Elliott in one of the Scary Movie franchise editions where he just had this tiny little baby hand trying to throw a football. But like Haynes King, who the heck's that?
I know.
Funkiest team in the NFL, by the way, the Panthers. Not only do they have Jimmy Horn Jr., they got Miles Davis. They got a running back named Miles Davis.
They got Jimmy Horn Jr. That's right, the Buffalo.
But this is what I do when I watch these preseason games. I'm sitting there like, A.J. Dillon's still in the league. I forgot about him. Those sorts of things. Bam Knight. What was his name? Zeta.
He starts with Z.
Xavier. Yes, something. But Bam Knight's in the mix.
Yeah.
And for all you Gophers fans out there.
And I finally figured out what Mike LaFleur looked like.
It was about time.
Like, I've known the name forever. I had no idea what he looked like.
But even former Gophers, how about Sky Umah, Jameson Gears, now a member of the Cardinals? Talk about land of opportunity for a team that is projected at least to struggle in 2026. And but
see, there are so many people, and I saw it on social media last night, like rhapsodizing preseason football because they're excited to watch football. Like, football's back.
Yeah.
And how excited they are to watch it. I mean, a couple of them, with respect, I probably should pull back on this, but I'm just going to go with it. Like, they cut their teeth watching Minnesota high school football. And I'm like, no wonder you love it. Every single play's a run. Every single play's a vanilla run. Left, run right. No motion, no play action. But it's football.
It's Mike Grant's playbook. No, I look at it for the names. I'm watching football, but some semblance of it. I know that there will be a significant step up in class.
Yeah.
For me, it's not this celebratory moment of football is back per se, but it is like, oh, hey, Caleb Evans plays for the Panthers now.
He does?
Yeah. And so, I wonder, does a Caleb have his pet rabbit still? Like, these are the types of things that I'm thinking about on a Thursday night, much more so than, I just finally get to watch football. Football's coming. And it's going to get better than this, but
Caleb Evans' pet rabbit was eaten 3 weeks ago by Josh Freeman's boa constrictor, who's about to be eaten by Caleb Banks' anaconda.
I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait.
I'm super excited for the season.
In case anyone's keeping score, the Panthers won 33-30.
Damn, 63 points in a preseason game.
It was lightning action last night. One more thing I got for you, and you chatted about it a bit with Dan Miller, Lions Vox to open the show, part of the two-a-days, is Jahmyr Gibbs. So whether it was the contract extended, and you saw some video I didn't see, Jonathan Taylor kind of announcing to the fan base, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back.
We got him.
But don't take photos or videos during tonight's practice. Just letting you guys know that was probably Jonathan Taylor to the Colts fan base, but he got paid.
Yeah, what Nordo's talking about, I thought it was a cool, touching kind of moment.
Yeah.
In that the Jonathan Taylor was the hold-in bit, and news didn't get out that he had re-signed with the Colts. They did a good job with it. So for their night practice, Jonathan Taylor, like when he was introduced or at the beginning of practice, he got on the microphone and told everybody, the Colts and I have gotten together on a deal. I'm going to be a Colt. Place went freaking crazy.
That's super cool, and he's their best player, and everyone should be partying about it. But Jahmyr Gibbs, he was kind of Bijan's contract. We're just kind of waiting for the Jahmyr Gibbs domino to fall. 3 years, $67.5 million. That could be up to 75. 51 of it's guaranteed. But it sounded like from Dan Miller, and if you are a Kitties fan, nobody was kind of sweating it. They're just, we'll get that thing done. He'll come back, and I think, and I'm completely losing it because I know the GM's name. Holmes, is it Brad Holmes? GM of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
How much work they've done to keep their studs, and we'll see how the future holds on that. But whether it's the money, I need to find something for Amon-Ra, they got it. I need to find something for Penei Sewell, I got it. Hutchinson got it. All these guys, they're keeping their core together. Now, if you as a Vikings fan remember this years ago, so important that we kept our stars. Well, sometimes that worked. Sometimes it didn't, from a financial perspective. But the Kitties have done a very good job of keeping their big-timers together. And Jahmyr Gibbs factors in, if you heard Charts yesterday, LaDainian Tomlinson 2006-esque type of year potentially ahead for Gibbs.
The Lions' defense might have some problems, certainly early in the year, but maybe season long. Like Brian Branch is going to start the season on the PUP, the physically unable to perform list. So he's going to, I think he's going to miss the first 4 games.
Kirby Joseph potentially as well.
Kirby Joseph might be a PUP. I would say 75% he will be a PUP. They're like Amik Robertson. All right. Now he, not one of the greatest corners in the NFL, but super scrappy and did well against NFC North receivers. Well, he's with Washington. So they don't have him. Terry and Arnold's in jail, I think. And
he's no longer on the team. They did release him,
Okay. Devin White, the former Buccaneer.
He's still bouncing around?
They're trying to dust him off and get run out of him. Jack Campbell's good. Hutchinson and Aleem McNeil have to play out of their skin. I mean, they just really, really need 4 or 5 defensive players to either be very good, get up there to near elite, or good to get up to very good. But I think they're going to have some defensive problems.
What about DJ Wanham? You want him, you got him.
I like that. I like DJ Wanham will be, in my opinion, a 2-down player for them. They'll use him on 1st and 2nd down, free agent pickup from Carolina. DJ fits in the league. He's the kind of guy who should have a 10 to 12-year career. But, that's like Alex Anzalone, who's near the end of his career, in my opinion, second half, he's with Tampa Bay. So their tackling machine's gone. And when you pay Gibbs and when you pay Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown and whomever, Penei Sewell, whomever else they're going to have to pay, you can't keep the Robertsons and Anzalones and players like that. And I think this transition year for them defensively, Petzing and that group better be able to score a lot of points because I think they're going to give up a bunch.
Well, yeah, and they were like second in the NFL in scoring last year and couldn't get beyond those injuries. And DJ, it's not like I'm rooting against DJ other than when he's playing our team, but, they pick up Derek Moore. Like, one of the great, the tough situations for them is not pairing somebody
with Hutchinson.
Because
and they tried Zadarius Smith, they tried Marcus Davenport.
Yep.
Yeah, it hasn't happened
yet. Marcus Davenport just stealing money in this league. It's incredible.
Must have missed those games those guys played with the Vikings, right? I mean, why don't you go out there and sign Michael Pierce? Just and see what that looks like.
All right. That's News de Nord brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com.
The final part of our two-a-days today, after the Lions in the Open with their Vox Dan Miller podcast, that for sure, is going to be us focusing on the Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo Bills, I believe, week 9. And we got the Bills here. Is it here? Yeah, it's here.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, 18 was here, 22 was there, so 26 is here, Monday Night Football. Let's chat about one of the better teams on the schedule, the Buffalo Bills, when we return to KFAN.
Minnesota Vikings training camp coverage happens all week.
2-a-days and to the what I think is the best team in the AFC East. Now, I know the New England Patriots won the East last year, gone with that first place story and a head coach distraction into this year. Meanwhile, Buffalo will be steady with Josh Allen. They're going to win the division. They're going to win a bunch of games, and somebody's going to beat them in the playoffs. That's just how it goes with Buffalo, but they're on the schedule for Monday Night Football at the vast and ever-expanding palatial purple paradise known as U.S. Bank Stadium. That's where we are with 2-a-days, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, and before we move on to the Bills, I agree with you. I think they're the best team in the division, but you were thinking mostly with the Patriots here that we may have a step back, but you're still very bullish on Drake May. Would it be fair to co-sign on that?
Yeah,
okay.
I love Drake May.
And so healthy Drake, they have A.J. Brown now. They got, I think they have Romeo Dobbs and all of that, so best of luck to the Patriots.
Yeah, they're good, don't get me wrong. And I do think that these will be two teams that win a lot of games. So there are some people I know who speculate, let's say. They spot up and speculate. I mean, they're really, really strong on under 10.5 for New England. I'm not sure I would go that far. I can see them getting 11, but I think Buffalo's going to get 12.
Well, I'm interested to see how these Bills operate. And Sean McDermott, they agreed to part ways after last season. And this really, I mean, the vibe with the Bills over the course of Josh Allen's career has been when he was a rookie, and sadly he was vaulting himself over the head of an Anthony Barr in 2018 all the way to now, that we need to grow the kid. Kid needs to be raised. But meanwhile, we have this elite defense that can keep us in games. Yep. And over the course of Allen's career, as he has grown to be one of the elite superstars of the NFL, the defense has found its way in some ways. There's been attrition. There's been an atrophy of sorts and a slow degradation of that side of the ball. And they've tried to keep it going with the Von Millers of the world, Joey Bosa, a name most recently, but in the end, really fighting scoreboards at times. And so how does this look now with the new face? So new faces. Okay, let's get the defense better. We'll get to that in a moment. But Joe Brady, he was the offensive coordinator. He is now the head coach. And so this would be a familiar name. I think he's been with the Buffalo Bills since 2022. And as I'm thinking Monday Night Lights, I'm just thinking about stuff like this happening.
3 receivers left. Knox on the right. Cook to the right of Allen. The shotgun. Play clock down to 3. Here's the snap. Allen going to run it over the right side. Looking for the end zone. And the beast is in once again for a 5-yard touchdown run. It's a 5-touchdown day for Josh Allen.
Wow. So, and then that's courtesy of Bills Radio. I played that, and there's more just Viking-specific things that I want to get to with that. Josh Allen, over his last 3, 14 rushing touchdowns, 12 the year before that.
Wow.
15 3 years ago.
He had 15 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, that's 41 touchdowns on the ground.
Jeez.
In the last 3 years. This red zone offense that they're going to put out, we're talking 2/3 of the time they are in the end zone. When they need points, they get points. And Josh Allen finds those points. The evolution of Josh, and he's been really since his second or third year, you could say he made that switch. The completion percentage jumped from like 59% up to high 60s and 70s. He turned the corner and hasn't looked back. But I think eliminating the turnovers, if you look at his stats over the last few years, not just getting those rushing touchdowns, but fewer fumbles, fewer interceptions, and the mistakes that he would make potentially in big spots, he's mitigating those. So I think just how impressed we are with the superstar that he is.
Yep.
So how different is that going to be? Oh wait, guy,
he's the best quarterback in the NFL, isn't he?
I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now if you can get one guy and they get to play for the same team in whatever conference championship game against whomever, the same team, I'm still taking Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford
in that situation.
Have to win.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you got this, you guys got the same coach, the same scheme, the same plays, you're playing the same team. And Josh, I'd like for Josh to come through one day.
Me too.
And it's a team game, so it's not all on him. But, Matthew Stafford, it's just quarterbacks like that are just so cold-blooded in those moments.
If he is healthy, there aren't back issues and various things. And the Rams were very much on the cusp at the doorstep of doing it a year ago, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
But Matt's been there. I can't argue with you because we've seen Stafford do it. And even as we're talking about it, and I do believe, I think Josh Allen, Mahomes is going to bounce back here and off the knee and certainly, the juggernaut dynasty-like thing that he's been running.
Well,
Josh just hasn't, he hasn't done it.
Yeah.
And therefore, that kind of keeps him out of, winning those sorts of arguments. Yeah, Stafford, Mahomes, most certainly.
Well, they probably missed on wide receiver Keon Coleman.
Probably.
Now,
he was a healthy scratch last year.
Right. Was he a rookie or second year?
That's it was his second season.
Wow,
and
what a big year for him.
They were talking about just big moments for him and just, I don't know if it's attitude or what it is, but that precipitated, of course, now he's going to be, Josh is throwing bombs to DJ Moore.
They have one of the most underrated players in the NFL. He's an offensive lineman. I think his name is Osiris Torrance.
Yeah.
I've just heard so many people talk about how good this guy is, and I can't pick him out of a two-person lineup standing next to Dalton Reisner. I just know his name.
Yeah.
And I think they have Bradley Chubb. So
they got him from Miami. That's right.
All right. So like Bradley's career, it just hasn't been what I thought it would be, but he's super gifted.
Injuries, I think, are the topic for Bradley Chubb. And they have Greg Rousseau on the defensive side of the ball. They do really like him. The C.J. Gardner-Johnson is going to be there as well. But that defense there, getting to the quarterback, creating turnovers. I think just 15 turnovers generated on defense. You can kind of, again, the not turning it over offensively, you can hide maybe some of the imperfections. And when they did have takes, I think Christian Benford, we loved what Isaiah Rodgers did against the Bengals last year. I think Christian Benford had a pick six and a fumble touchdown last season as well.
Wow.
But what I'm interested to see, so I don't think the offense functionally, and of course, Dalvin's brother James, rushing champ last year, I think.
He's sweet.
He's a terrific player. And how they mix in kind of the variety of offense. And what's funny about that, too, and I'm completely losing the name. Oh, yeah, it's Ty Johnson. How when everybody knows that Ty Johnson's coming in there.
The running back?
To catch a pass out of the backfield.
Right.
And nobody stops it.
Right.
So, but I played that highlight earlier. Just the dual threat ability of Josh Allen is so impressive. I wonder how I don't wonder. I'm kind of, as a fan, except for this Monday night affair, excited to see DJ Moore, maybe from a fantasy perspective.
Yep.
Khalil Shakir is still the nookie blankie when you need him, third downs, chain moving, those sorts of situations. Shakir's terrific at that. And then Dalton Kincaid. So, but he threw it to anybody and everybody that was freaking open last year. So there might be Trent Sherfield and Dante Pettis appearances on box scores this season with how he deals it. He was sacked, however, 40 times last year, PA.
Josh Allen?
That was up from 14 the year before.
Wow.
So whether it is Osiris Torrance, and I can't speak to how good or bad he is, and I do believe they really like him. Whether it's an aging Deion Dawkins, Alec Anderson, a former college free agent at the left guard spot.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave that there with respect. I mean, he is an aging Deion Dawkins. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL, and I didn't know that until about a week and a half ago. And, I heard somebody say it who I and we really respect.
Yep.
In fact, this person basically said behind Josh Allen, he's the biggest key to the Buffalo Bills and their success.
And I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that with Deion Dawkins.
But old people get tired. Yep. So what they did is in the offseason, they drafted a tackle in the 4th round, Jude Bowery. They added Austin Corbett and Nick Brooker. They
got Ed Oliver.
And they definitely got Ed. They got Ed, added Lloyd Cushenberry, that free agent center that some people were looking at. He's had some injury issues, so certainly in a reserve capacity. So
I just can't get over. See, that's the difference probably between them and the Patriots. And maybe I'm wrong here, but like the Patriots defense with that defensive coach in Mike Vrabel, it's just tough and it's fast and it's schematically sound. You know, Buffalo's offense is better than New England's overall.
Definitely.
But I mean, from TJ Sanders, Deion Walker, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, then you get to the likes of like Otis Reese as one of the, who's he? Bradley Chubb, Benford's good. Cole Bishop, a safety. Yeah, Cole's good. Cole's an underrated player. Maxwell Hairston, who's that? C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he talks more trash than he makes plays these days.
Isn't Hairston super young? He was a high-end pick a year ago.
He might be a rookie, yeah. I'll check it here real quick. But I do know Cole. He was a 30th pick in the 2025 draft.
Okay, so trying to raise kids, and DeMar Hamlin's still there, but they've lost a couple defensive backs in the last few years. Tre'Davious White, another guy via injury. His career has kind of been tough at times. But this team, the Bills will go, it feels like, as their defense takes them. And if they can keep Allen healthy and off the turf, I mean, 40 sacks on that cat, that's heavy, especially with the way he plays. Physical, he's going to run through people if he can. And all of that. And
how excited are Minnesota high school football fans to watch Alec Anderson and Osiris Torrance block preseason games for Ray Davis and Ty Johnson, and all the running between the tackles?
Well, I mean, but think about those matchups, because I think the way that. And things will be probably maybe some similarities, but it could be very different by the time we get to Week 9 against the Bills. But think about our defensive front versus whoever Alec Anderson is. And just kind of managing those matchups. And O'Connor McGovern's been really good for them since he came from Dallas. But the ability maybe to find is Caleb Banks. Is Caleb Banks in Week 9? I mean, he might
talk
be
for 20 more seconds. I got to find something.
But the defensive front and those matchups to frustrating Josh Allen, because just as all quarterbacks know, it's thrust from the middle, and so matchups like that, and can we mitigate him being just a monster in the freaking red zone? Already feels like we're breaking down Week 9 football, but pumped for it.
Okay, now in closing for this segment, because we have the post game next, that 2023 draft, I just remember being at the Combine. I think you were there with us in 2023. We heard so much about how great the tight end draft was. And it was. That's where Sam Laporta went 34th overall. Okay, he's absolutely the bomb. Luke Musgrave, the Packers may have whiffed on him. He's fast, but nevertheless, I'm getting to a point here. After that, Luke Schoonmaker for Dallas. He serves a purpose, does what they like him to do. Brenton Strange for Jacksonville is pretty good. And
Tucker Kraft.
Then you get to third round, pick 78. The best tight end in that draft, and I like him more than Laporta. Laporta, by the way, the under the radar word on Sam Laporta is that back injury he had last year. It may be a degenerative situation.
Oh, no.
So it may linger. I think they're really, really concerned about certain facets of his back heading into the season. Tucker Kraft. Dalton Kincaid was the first tight end taken in one of the deepest tight end drafts in the history of the NFL. Tucker Kraft should have been the first guy. Tucker should have gone in the top 20. I mean, it's like when I say if Green Bay hadn't lost Micah Parsons when it did last year, it was going to the Super Bowl. Packers also lost Tucker Kraft.
Yes, they did.
And they didn't have Jaden Reed for a large portion of things, too. I mean, those are three sweet players. But Tucker Kraft is, for my taste, top 3 tight end in the NFL, maybe even a little higher, and they got him back.
Well, look at that guy that they took, and we got to pause. Darnell Washington, the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Oh, he was in that one?
He went right after Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, Charch is bullish on him, and I'm not sure he's going to play as much as Freiermuth, but I'm just not seeing what Charch is seeing from a fantasy standpoint with Darnell Washington.
I think he's a physical force. There's no doubt.
Other than the Niners whiff on Cameron Latu. John Lynch doesn't whiff on much, but I don't think that one's that good.
All right. 2 days, that's Buffalo.
And what else we got here? Josh Wiley for Tennessee's okay. That was a Will Mallory for the Colts. That was a really, really good tight ends draft. Holy cow. All right, the Al Roofing postgame next.